ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Been doing a bit of work in this studio because it looks like we are live. Yes, we're doing a little bit of work. Please forgive some of the crudeness of the set right now. We are adjusting the backdrop. We're adjusting some lighting, the lighting grid, so that we can go portable, move to a different studio without it having too much impact on what it looks like when we change locations. So, long story short, right? Like, changed lighting. So what? Who cares? Not a big deal. You know what does matter though? The markets. Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. But before I let you take a look at that, please do make that subscribe button explode and then click the bell icon so that you know when new media goes live. We got Yankee saying ballin'. Kyle Rose is in the chat as well. Says, I'm here for your face, not lights and whistles. Hey, I appreciate that. I really do. At the same time, we are going to be branching out into other content where we go over like NFT gaming and just like the regular like crypto chat and gaming. I've been threatening to do it for weeks, right? Where we just do some GTA online and we just talk about markets while we're playing games. So, you know, when in Rome or when in like gamer YouTube, you got to do what the gamers do. So we're going that route, guys. We are going there. This is happening, right? Like, this is a commitment. I'm not quite done yet, right? We still have to adjust things. We were doing our gross alignment here, like a rough alignment here. Consider this is going to be a mobile studio too. So the point is, like, this can travel with me so that when I'm on the road, we don't have to compromise. It's a beautiful thing that we don't have to compromise. Anyway, long story short, I spent tens of thousands of dollars on film school, and I feel like everything I learned was a lie because this is the world we live in now. This stuff is a commodity. You can get a full lighting grid, studio quality equipment for under $1,000. You used to not even be able to get a camera for that much. Unreal. Anyway, guys, let's jump straight into the Fear and Greed Index. Your chat is on screen, so do be on your best behavior. Make sure that you leave comments that are worthy of posterity. But we've got a Fear and Greed Index score of 29. What does that mean? It means that we are still in fear. We haven't gotten to neutrality yet, but as you've noted, the market is in a bit of a recovery, right? We found some support above what we thought could be, you know, the bottom falling out. And then we started to hear this craziness about what the Fed is planning to do, right? With in terms of interest rates and in terms of the actual taper itself. It's kind of crazy. We'll talk about that on the live stream. I want to still put a little bit of distance between myself and that event before I make commentary on it. I need to sleep on it just one more night. Let's take a look at stuff that is much more directly crypto related and just crypto related, not fiat related, and how it will affect crypto. But Fear and Greed Index, guys, is at a score of 29. We've almost got that full month now. Yep, we've crossed the threshold. Full month of neutrality or worse in terms of sentiment. So we definitely have a fundamentally different market that we're addressing right now than what we were looking at even just 4 weeks ago, right? Totally different landscape. Anybody who's saying like, yeah, we're still in the middle of a bull run, they're right, but this is a fundamentally different side of the bull run. We're crawling sideways in a sentiment range that we haven't experienced yet so far. Not like this. This is different. It's genuinely different, guys. So just keep that in mind. Let me know also if you want me to just like at some point, I'm consistent so we can just go live, not worry about tuning in a green screen, and like this kind of camera gets some color shift, so green screens are a problem with it, rather than having to bust out one of these guys, right? So a nicer mirrorless camera, Sony mirrorless camera. I love using this for some of my one-off production where I'm just doing, you know, I'm away from the desk, but at the desk, I'm just saying, man, for live streaming, webcams are so hard to beat. They really are. The quality's there. I mean, it's getting better all the time, and it's no compromise for, you know, not a lot of coins. Anyway, I know. I'm looking at things kind of critically, like through that lens, right? So it looks like, it looks like YouTube is returning an error as far as the amount of data that's being received. Interesting. Well, hopefully that's not an ongoing problem. If you guys can see and hear me just fine, go ahead and give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know, right? Like, make sure that things are okay. Looks like, yep, nope, stuff's coming. From what I can see, stuff is still coming in all right, but let me know if you see choppiness or if anything is not working out well. I am trying to do a full studio upgrade, so That is part of today's live stream, guys. Just gonna be a reality. I'm gonna be pausing and trying to pay attention to some of that stuff. All right, jumping back into the fear and greed index, guys. Wow, Dynamite Mining says you did drop out for about 10 seconds a few minutes ago. What I might need to do is split tunnel my VPN, and so I'll look into doing that, guys. I'll look into doing that soon. Anyway. Fear and greed index, guys, we are in a very, very different territory. We're staying much closer to fear than we are to neutrality. And definitely we're far away from greed right now. But what's causing that? We talk about this as a counter indicator on this show. That's kind of my opinion. Is it legal, financial, business, investing, or self-defense, or gardening advice? It might be gardening advice. No, it's not really. It's none of those things, guys. This is just my opinion. Just another dude on YouTube, right? So yeah, jumping, wow, yeah, video and all just dropped out. I apologize for that, guys. I'm sending the max receivable bitrate that YouTube can receive, and I know that I've got a pretty solid connection. So it probably is my VPN kind of playing an issue there. So I'll try to split tunnel OBS in the future, and then just get a direct pipeline from OBS over to YouTube in the future. But anyway. Boring nerd stuff. Let's take a look at this once again, guys. What's informing this sentiment? I think part of it is that Kazakhstan's central bank reports a result on their CBDC pilot project. Why would I really latch on to this? Well, as you know, we started this channel on proof of work mining, and we talk about proof of work mining on the regular. It's important. Guys, proof of work is where everything began with cryptocurrency. If you're new to the channel and you're not familiar with why it's called mineyourbiz, well, it comes from GPU mining, not even ASIC mining or CPU mining, but GPU mining. It's a pretty big deal. And I think it's going to endure a lot longer than many people today in cryptocurrency think it will. All these new experiments with proof of stake stuff and proof of stake network, smart contracts, everything else. There's quite a bit. There's quite a bit that proof of work just solves. It just makes it better. All right, guys. If I have been auto corrected to 144p on your channel, then go ahead and you might have to click the gear icon and move it back up to 1080p at 60 frames a second, because that is what I'm sending. So just so you know, that's the quality we try to put in. But yeah, Ravenboy Crypto says, welcome to the super duper cycle. Sorry, I will put the hopium down. It's all right, man. Yeah, super duper cycle is quite, that's an apt description. But guys, proof of work is pretty important. There was a project in Kazakhstan a few years ago expanding a massive crypto mining operation in Kazakhstan. Why? Because the government of Kazakhstan was open to it. They became friendly towards crypto mining well before China banned crypto mining. Let me repeat that. China did not kick out crypto miners until Kazakhstan had gigawatts of mining infrastructure available. And that whole market has already been reabsorbed in Kazakhstan, in the country of Georgia, in the United States, and all around the world. So crypto was not affected at all. Bitcoin mining was not affected at all. Its hash rate across the world has been restored, even though China kicked out all the miners. So when I see news about Kazakhstan, I pay attention. That's what I'm saying. I pay attention to what's going on there. Because the National Bank of Kazakhstan has said it plans to present some of the results of the CBDC study to stakeholders in July of 2022 and reaching a decision on launching a digital tenge, their that's just how I'm going to pronounce it, their fiat currency, by December. This is huge. If you have crypto miners in Kazakhstan who are already mining Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other tentpole proof of work assets, they're going to need some kind of a stable coin that is directly transferable. Now, the fact that it's a central bank digital currency, I don't love that that's the direction that things are going. However, if it can be used somewhat permissionlessly on DEXs, if it can make its way outside of the walled garden of just the banking system of Kazakhstan, crypto, oh my gosh, I got chat coming in. Crypto Gamer says, yo, Biz, do you have a Discord channel so we can talk about mining, where we can talk about mining? Yes, I do. Guys, I've been considering right-sizing a lot of the social media accounts there. I'm just going to say it out loud. I'm not great at Discord. I would actually need a moderator there, and I feel kind of bad about asking somebody to just volunteer right now. That's kind of the phase of growth that I'm in, is that it would be basically like a volunteer thing or just a hangout thing. So that's why I've been like not pushing Discord over the last 12 months or so while I'm growing the channel again. But if you guys think we got to have Discord, then I will open it back up and we'll do this thing. I'll start putting that in the links down below. But I do think that, I think the last time I checked, I had an active and current Discord link in the description of my videos. So I'll have to double check that. But yeah, I've had a Discord since, gosh, very early 2018. And it's worked out okay, but I've really pruned that way back in favor of having more private and personal chats with some of the community on Discord. A lot of DMs that happen on Discord, just chatting with old friends and stuff. But knowing exactly which outlet to build up has been a struggle for me. So I'm just gonna be very vulnerable about that, guys. I am rebuilding the social media presence there. But been looking at Telegram, been looking at Matrix, been looking at Keybase, and then been looking at using a bridge to go between all of those different platforms for community. But yeah, got a Discord. You can totally talk about mining there, and it should be in the description. But hey, he found it. That's awesome. Ravenboy Crypto says, I'll moderate. Just got to figure out Discord at first. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate that, Ravenboy Crypto. That would be awesome. Definitely appreciate the offer. He volunteers as tribute. That's great. Okay, so jumping back in, guys. When I see news coming out of Kazakhstan, I pay attention because they've been mining for years now. They have put up the infrastructure to be able to be a real sort of world power in the crypto mining stage internationally. And so with Kazakhstan offering a CBDC, I think it positions miners there to do really well, to be able to, to jump back and forth. Jermaine also says, I'm a habitual Discord mod, happy to help. Hey, I appreciate that too. Definitely appreciate that. So looking at Kazakhstan central bank reports, hopefully it comes out positive. Hopefully we do find that it is it's as reliable as the stablecoins we've been using, such as USDC as well as USDT. I realize a lot of people get involved in Tether FUD and concerns about Tether being, like fractionally backed. But the reality is Tether, even if it were had fractional reserve for the value that goes behind each and every Tether, there's a bit of an issue. Like people don't realize how much less the US dollar itself is backed. Tether is actually very, very well backed compared to the US dollar, right? Like, what did Biden just do? He raised the debt ceiling yet again. Tether doesn't get to do that, right? Even if it were only like 60 or 70% backed, that's far more backing than what we're seeing by way of debt repayment in the US dollar. So I don't know, man. I'm going to call it kind of a win there. I have no problem accepting Tether and using Tether as I need to. Do I prefer DAI or USDC or other synthetic stablecoins? Yeah, I'd be safe to say that I do. But when somebody offers me Tether, I accept it without any concerns. I really do. I feel like it's a good sort of transitory stablecoin for me to hold to get other cryptocurrencies. But definitely appreciate Christian Bulmer in the chat saying, smash the like, guys. This guy knows his biz. Appreciate that. Hit that like, guys. And if you are lurking, smash the subscribe button till it explodes and then hit the bell icon. Turn on all notifications so you know when we go live. I got some great sort of not just Gem Hunter content, but platform content, lending platform content coming out as well. And again, NFT gaming, and then just some other gaming so we can chat about markets and kind of chill while we game for a while. That is going to be something we do as we return back to our interview series when we get back to the bear market. Whenever that happens, I want to make sure we have some good in-between content so that we're not, losing out on the time, missing out on the time that we can spend together, guys. Because I love your face. All right, next bit of news that I think is informing the current market sentiment. South Park, it ruthlessly mocks NFTs and crypto in a new special. This has been pretty great. Hopefully they have it embedded. Yep, they do.
It was like nothing I ever saw. Just complete murder and carnage. Everything seemed calm at first, but then this guy in a suit shows up talking about investment opportunities. Next thing you know, these people over here started chanting, hodl, hodl, and their NFTs started mooning, and then these guys over here started saying those guys right there right-clicked them and called for a pump and dump, which made these guys beat the living hell out of anyone who said it was just FOMO and died screaming that it was the flippening. Luckily, I came out of it okay. I got this little miniature donkey with a lit-up sombrero. Did you see where the guy in the suit went afterwards? No, he just waltzed right away like nothing happened. Chief, better come take a look at this. We got a small turtle with wings. Could be a great investment opportunity. Excuse me, gentlemen.
What the heck? Dude, how do these guys how do these guys keep on like hitting it out of the park? Seriously. How do they keep on like cranking out these home runs? South Park always, it's like always on target. The Simpsons, if they did something, maybe a little bit might be on target too. Got some like good grief, right? Like a turtle with wings might be a great investment opportunity. Dude. And the guy who showed up, the agent provocateur in the suit who showed up and then took off and like nothing happened. Yeah, it's always these shadow VCs and these shadow investment groups that start all this stuff, coordinate the campaigns, run something up to a 10 million, 20 million, $50 million pre-sale, and then bounce behind the scenes. This is not new. They did this. Got to keep it family friendly. I'm getting ready to drop my good language, my good words. But like, they did this back in 2016 and 2017 also. Same people. And some of them even have this kind of stuff like on their LinkedIn profile. Like, oh yeah, some of the people who like work with these VC groups and consult them say like, oh yeah, I helped such and such ICO raise $30 million in 2 weeks. Bro, you're bragging about getting people wrecked. And it's just hilarious. It's hilarious that they have such a clear grasp on how all the back end works. They've probably been approached by a number of these people, right? We're like, we want to make a South Park NFT. So they've probably had it all laid out for them and then just decided, you know what, we're good. We're just going to make fun of it on our show. But yeah, anyway, that's happening. But then Bitcoin's Lightning Network, it is currently, there you go, under surveillance by U.S. government agencies. Oh, massive L. What? But I thought Lightning Network was going to help improve anonymity on Bitcoin. Nope. No, it's not. Not only is it not going to improve anonymity on Bitcoin, but it's going to make it that much more centralized. Lightning nodes or Lightning Network is the proof of stake, basically, layer on top of the proof of work that Bitcoin offers. When you think about it, right? When you open up a Lightning channel and you fund it, you're locking up Bitcoin into a Lightning channel that can no longer be used. It's a bit like staking on other networks. So yeah, it's everything that Bitcoin maximalists used to say they hated and that proof of work maximalists say that isn't working well for Bitcoin. Yeah, or isn't working well for the rest of the market. So it's kind of funny. Anyway, so yeah, Bitcoin is under investigation. Not only that, Chainalysis guys has basically said, oh yeah, we can de-anonymize the Lightning Network. That's easy. Bruh. There's no additional privacy on Lightning Network. And this is not me saying that I don't believe in Bitcoin. Not at all. I love what Bitcoin is doing, and I love that it is still literally like the gold standard for cryptocurrencies. It is the de facto gold to other kinds of silver, precious metals, rubies, sapphires, etc., whatever other commodity or stock comparison that you want to make from within the cryptosphere. Bitcoin does fill that role as a store of value now. And it's been moving that way for several years. That wasn't always the narrative. I get it. That's fine. But I do appreciate it for what it does well. Unfortunately, it's news like this that makes all the news coming out of El Salvador look really bad when you know that it can be surveilled this way. But yeah, there you go. Whew. We're excited to announce that Chainalysis will be the first blockchain analysis company to offer customers a transaction monitoring solution for the Lightning Network. Oh, KYT, know your transaction. And then we'll be working specifically with the Office of Foreign Assets Control, or OFAC. OFAC. Say that 5 times fast. Anyway, yeah, this is just bad news, guys. This is just bad news. And people who say, "Oh, look at all this TVL locked in Lightning Network. You see how it's dipping now again?" My prediction, that's going to continue to dip. I'd rather see Bitcoin. I'd rather see it wrapped on EVM chains. Straight up, I'd rather see it wrapped on Polygon, on Ethereum, even on BSC rather than Lightning at this point. Just because of the way the EVM chains can be bridged from one to another, and they can be sent from one to another, and you can use mixers like Tornado Cash. So you got full zero knowledge proofs, full zero knowledge severing of the transaction history of a wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum that you don't get on Lightning Network. Now that said, it's Ethereum. Let's be very, very real. It's Ethereum. The gas fees are way too high, but But I just don't see this as being a very positive thing, guys. There's a totally different direction we can go, and I think that there's a better direction we can go other than Lightning Network as a layer 2. And the market is saying very clearly, right? See that number is going down. I can almost guarantee you the number of wrapped Bitcoin going onto Ethereum and synthetic wrapped Bitcoin going onto Ethereum and EVM style chains is going up. Same with Solana. Just crazy, guys. Anyway, but that's informing some of the some people's ideas. T-Bone Gaming is shilling in the chat. I do not know what that has to do with the current topic at hand, but thank you for commenting, sir. I do appreciate it. It's a great project you mentioned there, but I don't know what it has to do with Wrapped Bitcoin or with Lightning Network. So moving on with the current news cycle, guys. They don't have a dark mode here at theblockcrypto.com, but the former First Lady, Melania Trump, she released an NFT. I mean, it stands to reason, right? She's the only former First Lady, of the United States, who was also a model, right? Who actually has had her image and likeness featured in magazines because she's that good looking. So are we really shocked that she somehow decided to go with an NFT? I don't think I'm shocked. I really don't. T-Bone Gaming, it's okay, buddy. I'm giving you a little bit of grief. It's okay. I'm not trying to tell you not to shill great projects like the one that you did. It's awesome. But yeah, guys, Melania Trump, she announced on Twitter she's launching a non-fungible token platform. So the first NFT for sale is a watercolor portrait of Trump's eyes called Melania's Vision. It's available for one soul. Wow. All you have to do is sell your soul to get Melania's vision. No. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. But yeah, one's full Solana. Going to be sold sometime between December 15th and December 31st. It's just hilarious. Also, they chose to go on Solana of all platforms. It seems very forward-looking until you see the validator network shut down yet again, because it was shut down and had to be reset yet again. Solana did break down again recently. So guys, I don't know. I do see problems with Solana. It's a great network. It promises really high transactional throughput. It promises a lot of things, though, and it doesn't deliver on all of them, including privacy. Lava.cash. I'm just going to throw this one out off the dome, but we're going to go to lava.cash live. I'm not going to show you my screen until I see what is actually hosted here at this point. But last time I checked, it was just not there yet. It's just an announcement. Put that back up on the screen right now. Lava.cash is meant to be sort of to Solana what Tornado Cash is to Ethereum, Matic, BSC, AVAX, and other EVM style networks. It's meant to offer zero knowledge privacy to the Solana network, but it hasn't yet. And no other project has. I apologize for that, guys. I gotta like streamline that button there. But no other project has either. To date, there is not privacy on Solana at all. Not at all. Unless you're able to go to exchange, a centralized exchange, and then do the exchange sort of like a loophole of being able to do your trades on exchange and then exit with a different coin. That said, you've still got KYC to deal with, right? There's a bit of an issue, with trying to achieve privacy on Solana. It's just not there yet, guys. I mean, I think it promises a lot of really great stuff, but it's just not there yet. Be aware of this when you're trying to ape into stuff, that you may struggle to maintain your privacy in the future. But yeah, so just kind of funny, but that they would build on Solana of all networks, guys. Those are our news articles for right now. I did mention in the comments, right, or in the description of this video, did mention one other thing in our lineup for the news cycle, guys. Let me go ahead and pull that up really fast. Make sure that I have that link available on screen. Might get some double audio here in a second. Let me make sure that's muted. Link. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab the link that I need from the description of the video. We've got. There we go. I just want to let you guys know that I'm really excited to cover this. that they are launching a little bit later today. And I'm going to go ahead and do this live. But earnhub.fi, I am going to be doing a deeper dive on tomorrow's live stream. So we will actually be doing this during the live stream. I'm really excited to be reviewing something, a project that has, I think, really great potential live as we are on stream tomorrow. Let me take that dark mode off. They've got a beautiful color palette right here. You can see it, earnhub.fi. But just so that you're aware, they've got a little event happening right now. I don't want to, I don't want to like jump the gun here, but I am pretty excited to show you a little more about it. When I click on that button right there, the Buy Earn Hub, it doesn't go anywhere just yet. And that has to do with them launching some functionality today, some staking functionality today. But I'm excited to be able to review that a little bit later on, guys. I've been doing a bit of the vetting process for this, so excited to look to get that presented to you tomorrow. Not too much today, but just heads up. We are taking a look at that, so that's on the docket for some of our live stream content for tomorrow, and that's a bit of a preview today. I'm so excited about also TX Street, guys. TX Street finally revamped, and they put in holiday theming. So we got holiday theme on TX Street. It's finally running back on ungoogled Chromium. It was not. Take a look at that. They even got the transparency going there. They definitely kind of ramped things up. It was already a beautiful website, and they made it that much more functional. I don't know how these guys manage, but they just make this thing awesome. Current price of gas is 131 GWay or GWay, and looks pretty darn good. Some Goblin Loser, I don't know, says smash that like button on your way in and out. You know, I cannot disagree, sir. Also, be sure you're subscribed, guys. Make that button explode. Click the bell icon so you're notified of all new media as it comes out. And please forgive the crudeness of the backdrop. We are refining the studio as we redesign the backdrop and the rest of the lighting grid for the studio. But guys, currently on txstreet.com, we see the median contract fee, being able to send any kind of a token or issue a smart contract or work on a smart contract, just over $67. And current median ETH transfer fee, if you just want to transfer Ether along the network, you're going to be paying $14.72 as of this moment. Median gas price has gone up. The base fee is 131 GWay, but the median gas price is 173 GWay. It's pretty much off the chart right now. But current price of Ethereum is, I mean, it's no slouch. It's returned back over to the $4,000 support line. It's pretty great to see that Ethereum is fairly decoupled from Bitcoin. Yeah, it dipped a little bit when Bitcoin dipped, but it came back pretty darn strong at almost a $500 million market cap, which is great to see as well. Currently on Bitcoin Network, we've got a much higher backlog in the mempool. So currently at about 3,500 transactions, and the current price in sats per VByte is a bit higher than we've seen it in a little while, 5.25. That means the US dollar value of each transaction or price of each transaction as an average is about 51 cents, which is pretty great. We got Vorn in the chat. What is up, Vorn? He says, hello, Seth. Well, hello, Vorn. Hello, Vorn. Good to see you here. Betty says, Solana is still in beta. Melania NFTs are minting now. Oh, snap. I don't know Fetty that well, but yeah, you're right. The Solana NFTs for Melania Trump are minting right now. I get that. Pretty darn cool to see that. It's just hilarious to see that it's actually happening. I mean, this is a first. I don't know if there are any other politicians at all that are minting NFTs, unless you count Miami Coin as an NFT, which it isn't, but just as a sort of municipal project there. And you figure the former first lady is no longer, she has no fiduciary responsibility to the Fed or to any other group. Being a former POTUS or a former first lady does not come with any contractual job obligations. She doesn't have to not support cryptocurrencies or not support NFTs or not issue an NFT. I think she's making a really smart move. And, you know, without being like a Trump worshiper, the guy, you know, even a broken clock is right twice a day. And I think Trump got more than a couple things right each day. I think he made some really smart choices as a president, too. So I'm not shocked to see Melania making some smart business choices right now, right? Like selling NFTs. Like, what are your bets? Tell me in the comment section right now. What are your bets on the floor price of those NFTs doubling in the next couple of days? Because I think it's pretty high. I think they're going to basically skyrocket. I think that Melania Trump's NFT collection is going to pretty much break records, and we're going to be shocked. And then there may be some other copycat politicians that try to jump in and just get wrecked. Most notably, I would love to see AOC. I would love to see Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez try and just get like destroyed by the market. Everyone be like, nah, we'll pass. You tried to crap talk crypto not long ago, so we'll pass on your NFTs, AOC. Bye. I'd love to see it, but we don't know if it's going to happen. Here we are, guys, back on TX Street, though. Love having it back in the lineup for the content. Take a look at our BTC USD chart. And we're always looking at the Bitstamp chart. That's specifically what we have that we're working on right now. Crypto Gamer asks if I've heard of Michael Jordan's NFT project. I have not seen Michael Jordan's NFT project yet, but I would love to do a deeper dive on another show. Today, we're a little pressed for time, guys, so unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take a close look at that. It looks like we've been bouncing off of the descending triangle that the chopsticks drew before, and it looks like we are almost flipping bullish. Almost. The MACD is showing us right now a move towards convergence that is so close. We're on a razor's edge, moving towards bullishness in the MACD, right? The moving average convergence divergence. The histogram has showed us pretty strong bearish sentiment for several days now, right? We're going on nearly 2 weeks at this point of primarily bearishness, which is the tiniest bit of upside into the bullish territory on the MACD. But this may actually flip. We'll see, guys. I don't have any kind of predictions. As you know, that's not what I do on this show. But right here, I'm seeing MACD possibly actually converge again. And we do need to adjust our chopsticks, guys. We need to do that. Still here in this yellow territory. I mean, I've mentioned like, hey, I'm not uncomfortable DCAing in this territory here. That said, real talk, guys, my playbook recently has been more speculative stuff in this range. So yeah, I'm not going to apologize for that. Some of the speculative stuff, I mean, Bitcoin will make you free, and speculative stuff in crypto will make you money. That's the reality. That's the bottom line there, guys. That's why we mine Ethereum. Even if you're a Bitcoin maximalist doing GPU mining, that's why we mine Ethereum, is because you can't directly mine Bitcoin with GPUs. And the same is true of these more speculative altcoins that we mine as well. Those of us who were mining Flux even just a few months ago, we didn't necessarily know that it would cross the $2 mark. We didn't necessarily know that it would go into the territory that it is now, or that it would list Cadena, right? We didn't know that a year and a half ago, right? So there's quite a bit that we do on faith and that are kind of long shots. And they're not like degenerate gambling plays, but they are speculative plays. So these speculative plays in crypto mining and in crypto investment, without giving advice, guys, we know this, right? This is how people go from just having a little bit of, material lying around, some old computers, laptops or whatever, turn it into an altcoin and then flip it into another early altcoin and then 10x those gains or 100x those gains in some cases. And then, people, you hear maximalists say like, well, all you should have done was DCA into Bitcoin and keep your soul sucking job. Like, okay, you could do that. You could. There's no wrong way. You could do that. Or you could make a couple of really smart moves in speculative coins. And you could, instead of DCAing into like 0.15 Bitcoin over whatever that same term is, you could have earned a full Bitcoin in profits in that same amount of time. Like, I just feel bad for people who are telling everybody else that they have to do it the hard way, like a bucket of crabs, right? Like, no, get back here. You gotta suffer like me. No, you don't. You don't have to suffer. You really don't, right? Like, you can find a way. You can find your own way. And I'm never gonna tell you that you're wrong for trying out different coins, right? Like, even, gosh, I can't believe I'm saying it. Even people who are into XRP and Cardano, which I don't personally agree with. I know some people personally who've made really great gains in those coins. I can't blame them, right? I can't fault them for that. If they saw 10x or greater in those coins, then I get where their exuberance comes from, right? I get where their excitement comes from. So if you're making money in this space, I'm happy for you, right? Like, I'm not going to be mad at you for having a dub in cryptocurrency. So anyway, long story short, we do see that right now we kind of bounced off of, gosh, what that level is. About 4,600 or 46,000 ish. It's a bit of an issue. People saying like, oh, that's it. Bull run's over. we're done. Could be. It could be that we're still bouncing downward. I mean, so I'm going to leave this in a downward channel for right now. I'm just going to adjust it at that point, lock that in so it's in our public chart. But yeah, it could be that we're still in a downward pattern. I don't know. Others are saying we're in the middle of that rainbow chart that you keep seeing for stock to flow, and that we can expect additional gains before this run up is over. Some are saying that we maybe have until, February or March before this run is over. I'm not going to make a prediction there, guys. That's not what I do on this channel. But I am excited to see that some of the best and brightest in the space are saying we probably have more room for growth in this market. Certainly, though, again, with Bitcoin, I don't know if Bitcoin has a 10x ahead of it. I think it's very unlikely that it does. Maybe it has a 2x. Maybe it has a 5x. That'd be amazing, right? Seeing $250,000 Bitcoin, that'd be amazing. But I don't know how realistic that is. And we know there are some alts in this space that definitely do have a 5x minimum ahead of them. Maybe a 10x, maybe a 50x, maybe a 100x. So you make the best choices for you, and I won't be mad at you. Deal? But I'm going to ask that same courtesy in return. When if I do ever show you part of my portfolio that I've actually got holdings in, don't get mad at me when I say like, hey, I was holding this and I'm really happy with it. Right. So we'll support each other moving forward, guys. All right, guys, on DeFi Llama, we've got TVL across all chains looking like primarily Ethereum is holding about 65%. So continuing to toe that line. It was losing about a basis point of the DeFi market dominance for a while there, a basis point per week, but it's held the line at 65% of the total TVL. Now, TVL is not the only thing that matters. You hear me say that often. Since we last live streamed, Polygon has added yet another 3 protocols to its lineup. It's leapfrogging every other platform in terms of protocol adoption. It went from under 130, close to 120 not that long ago, to now 135, and it is marching toward 140 protocols adopted onto Polygon. And I'm not shocked, guys. They've got additional growth ahead of them. They are adding ZK rollups. They acquired Hermes, right, to get that ZK rollup technology integrated very, very tightly. And they've been taking steps towards also launching a DAO, right, a decentralized autonomous organization for governance of the Polygon chain. So they are taking steps towards becoming more and more decentralized. I realize that sounds kind of like, okay, well, how decentralized is it really? Because some would argue that even Ethereum isn't decentralized enough. Well, I think we're finding out over time. And I'm just going to mention, Polygon hasn't broken down the way Solana has. It just hasn't. You could argue that Polygon is in an equal state of being in beta, right? That it's got like some issues with having to now roll out the Mumbai testnet so that people can test their Polygon transactions and dApps and such. But it hasn't broken the way that Solana has. Solana is basically a testnet and the mainnet rolled into one. So Polygon is not having those problems. Guys, am I becoming a Polygon maximalist? No, but I'm becoming a Polygon mostimalist. When I usually use an EVM chain and when I'm in MetaMask, especially when I'm dealing with consulting gigs and with other freelance work inside of the cryptocurrency space, whenever possible, I try to receive payment on Polygon. It's just faster. It's just cheaper. It's just easier. I can bridge back to Ethereum very, very simply. And I don't worry about the fees for having to use privacy tools like Tornado Cash when I'm on Polygon. So yeah, I like it better. Crypto Gamer is saying Matic is now the leader in ZK rollup tech. Yeah. Shocking, right? That's the thing. When you have partnerships, everything else falls into place. It pays to have friends. Now, right now, the TVL is not super high, but that doesn't matter. And everyone says like, oh, look at the VCs who are on board over here. Well, we started off the show by making fun of how, like with that South Park episode, VCs can cause as many problems as they can solve with their money. So I'm not too worried about VCs being involved on Polygon or Matic. That's not really what I want to point to, because yeah, their money it oftentimes comes with strings attached. But the protocol adoption, I like seeing all kinds of projects adopt a chain. That's why BSC took off when it did. That's why it continued to take off and why it still has market dominance over other DeFi chains. And Polygon, I think, is going to continue to eat into more of the market dominance through that TVL figure. as it continues to add more protocols. And like Crypto Gamer's saying, having ZK rollup tech, having additional technologies rolled into it and getting better and better and stronger, a much stronger offering to that space. It still costs less than Bitcoin to transact over on Polygon, even though it's got as many transactions or on some days more than Ethereum. Figure that one out. So anyway, guys, I could rant about this all day. I'm a huge, huge fan. And I think they've totally gained that. Like, they've earned that from me with how they've behaved in the space. Others have, just said like, oh, I'm doubtful. It's not good enough. It's not secure enough. And I think, I might have felt that way earlier, just a few months ago. But no, they've pulled out all the stops. They're showing really good faith. So I have no reason to doubt anymore. Got some chats coming in, questions coming into the chat. Woody Inc. saying KYC. And before that, let's see, asked a question about private keys. Looks like it was retracted. What? Okay, sorry. Well, it looks like he was asking about if I would still be in crypto if I couldn't hold my own private keys, but I don't remember exactly what it is. Maybe we go back. Drinking Milk says, anything the government tells you to do the opposite. It's just FUD. Yeah, I think so too. Government tells you to roll your trash out to the front curb. I say just dump your trash over on your neighbor's lawn and be like, bro, you didn't mow it anyway. Like, you should have seen this coming. The government, what do they know about, trash collection and sanitation and stuff? Idiots. Anyway, but seriously though, that is a good heuristic for most things. Actually, is that if it's part of the official narrative, there's something wrong with it. But yeah, there are limits, obviously, to the logic I just rolled out. Anyway, guys, moving back over to what to mine. Let's take a look at the GPU tab. And currently, we can see a little overview from the top up here of the current pricing for all the various top coins. Let's move into a 14 cent per kilowatt hour cost basis for our GPU mining. I think that's a much better, more realistic view of what the markets can offer. Because I apologize also, you may see in the studio right now, I'm just going to show you, I got a little camera wiggle if I'm not careful. Kind of, yeah, you can kind of see that, how the camera kind of wiggles a little bit. I'm working on a couple of things. It's pretty darn cool. Working on a couple of things, added functionality in the studio that you can't even see, but it makes my camera a little bit less stable for right now. So just bear with me. Again, a couple of live streams like this, we'll have this dialed in till it's like chef's kiss. Perfect. But back over here at GPU profitability ranking, the RTX 3090 is still in the #1 spot. Not a shocker there. The profit is in between what it's been in recent history, though, at about $6.10. Still Ethereum's game. Let's look at some of the other lineup. Radeon 7 is #2 spot. This is not a shocker either. It's been in the #2 spot practically since it debuted, just killing it since it got optimized for Ethereum. That said, the power consumption is quite high on these models, and they're great for workstation purposes too, right? And for gaming purposes too. People really love these, right? Users really love these. And for the money, I think that the Radeon 7 basically punches the RTX 3090 in the face. Yeah, so hash per dollar per watt. It's hard to beat the Radeon 7 in that way. That said, the RTX 3090 has got that great resale value, so your mileage may vary. You figure out what the best strategy is for you. Current profitability for coins, guys. Our leaderboard is Ethereum, Equilibria, Ergo. It's back on the leaderboard for those HBM2 cards, such as the Radeon 7. Flux, you love to see it, guys. Great work to the Flux team. There's Equilibria again. Flux, Equilibria, Firo. Shout out to Ruben Yap and the rest of the Firo crew. CCX, which is awesome. I should say Diego as well over at the Firo team, helping them with that rebrand. CCX, shout out to Savage Mine, guys. If you haven't done it lately, throw up those bullhorns, and you can put the hashtag Stay Savage or Savage Mine if you want in the chat. Never a bad time, guys. It's always okay to remember, always okay to promote. But he did a lot of promotion for the Conceal team. For a couple of years, basically. A couple of years straight. So take a look at Savage Mind's content for Conceal Network. I think that he did phenomenal work for them, and they were extremely generous to his family after his passing. So guys, let's not ever forget our fallen comrade. But moving down the list, we got Zero, we got Flux, we got Equilibria, we've got Ergo again for those HBM2 cards. Ironically, not for the Vega 64. Firo, Ethereum Classic. And what else do we have here? Not too big a shock to see Swap on the list as well, but for that RTX 2060, guys, do be careful. Do be careful with swap. Guys, don't market dump. If you are going to mine it, do make sure you're being a wise steward over those funds. Why cash? Again, why ask why? Just don't mine it. Oh, throwing shade on why cash, aren't I? I know I said I wouldn't do that. I've got to be nicer on these streams, but I really don't understand it. Sorry, maybe you guys can help me understand. I don't understand the appeal of why cash, guys. I don't get it. Moving down the list, so we got Raven Coin over on the 4 gig Polaris cards. It's nice to see that Raven Coin is still supported and still profitable there. I don't fully understand the appeal. It's another one of those projects, but I don't want to be a detractor either, right? I don't fully get it, but I do understand that it's appealing to some. But so is Ergo, apparently, for those same cards. And then any other surprises here? Nope. That's the leaderboard, guys. Same coins that we're used to seeing for GPU mining profits. All right, guys, let's go through our chat, see if we have any questions coming up, guys. Any questions at all for me while I make sure that our portfolios are in place, because it looks like I was signed out of CoinGecko. So I'm going to go ahead and sign back in. And yes, I do keep very strong passwords everywhere. Is it paranoia or is it just good judgment? You decide. All right, guys. So we got Woody Inc. saying the government intends on doing some nasty things. If you haven't figured that out, I think Woody Inc. Woody Nick is probably right. That's so funny. I kept seeing Woody Inc., but it's Woody Nick, like network interface card. That's funny. Is that a product? It sounds like a product, like a rubber ducky. The Woody Nick. It's something that you like. You put on the equipment shelf over at work, so people put it into their computers, but they don't know you've owned their network interface card. Yeah, actually, that's kind of next level. Core Visual is in the chat asking, what did you think of the Flux CADX announcement yesterday? Big deal. That's a great question. I appreciate that, Core Visual. So let me just be really transparent. Cadena, great project. CADX looks like an awesome platform. Flux, they make their team, right? Their core team, developer team, they make a great multi-core wallet in Zelcore. And then the Flux network is a phenomenal distributed compute network that various other projects can use. Partnerships like that, I see as a win-win. And in my mind, when I look at the portfolio of GPU miners, my first thought is kind of Raven versus Flux. I know that's not like, we don't have to think about it in like a this coin versus that coin mentality, but for some reason my mind goes there. Okay, so guys, forgive me, especially like the team over at Ravencoin. Please forgive me for going that route in my mind. But that's what I think of. So when I think of those two, I think of Flux with that really strong use case and the products that they've already delivered, such as the wallet, and then the in-wallet swaps that they use, DEX aggregators to achieve. And then having CADX lined up as a partner to potentially just extend that in-wallet swap functionality, it just offers so much more inherent usefulness to have a fully decentrally hosted wallet on their distributed, decentralized compute platform that also has DEX aggregators. The last time I checked in with Daniel Keller over at the Flux team, they had their own little decentralized Oracle system that they were using. They run their own full nodes for various different projects. There's a lot. There's a lot that the Flux team develops and does to add value to that project. And I just don't see that being reciprocated over in projects like Ravencoin. I don't want to pick on Ravencoin, but projects like Ravencoin, I don't see that same level of development and value add happening. So yeah, I see Flux as being a really great project, especially with the distributed decentralized compute platform. Guys, that's a space that we absolutely need to see dominated by crypto and blockchain projects. We cannot let AWS run the world, because when they do, we get outages like we had the other day, right? Like, it's a huge problem, huge problem. AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft to a lesser extent, and IBM. These are massive honeypots for hackers to get into. If they can own some of those orchestration layers of those cloud platforms, then they can own a lot of the machines that run all of these VPSs. It's a huge problem. It's a very big problem. Now, I mean, that problem doesn't go away with some of these other decentralized networks too. If they can, if a third party group can manage to own some of the orchestration layer of these distributed systems that then speaks to all of these like Docker containers that are running on our hardware, right? Then we have the same problem, right? Just in a distributed way. But if some of these cloud platforms, if they're relying more on strong perimeter security to be able to go through a bit of a DMZ and then they have free reign over all these machines that are being provisioned for VPSs, I think it's a bigger problem. I think some of the security model of some of these cloud platforms, it does pose a bigger problem by having a bunch of machines under one roof, if that makes sense. Some of the network topography for these giant data centers that they use, I'm not privy to how that looks, right, for these different companies like Amazon. But it can be a problem having too much of a reliance on just centralized services, guys. And we've been doing it for too long, right? Like Netflix, it may as well be Amazon Prime running on the same servers, right? Like may as well be Amazon Prime Video because it's the exact same thing. Let's see. Nick C says, everyone mad at the New World game. Haha, LOL. Yeah, right? Like, no, it's bad. Or get a lot of agreement there. Yeah, Crypto Gamer says lots of projects went down with AWS. Yeah, guys, the outage is bad. The outage is really, really bad. But yeah, CADX, to go back to that original question, I think it's pretty great. I think it's pretty great. The more DEXs we can get, the better, frankly. Running across more networks. Guys, that's what decentralization is. If we need to bridge from one network to another, fine. But I'm going to say something controversial. As cool as Cadena is and CADX is, I don't want it to be the only game in town either, right? I want for there to be a Uniswap and a 1-inch DEX, and I want there to be a Sushi Swap and a Matcha.xyz, and I want there to be like SolDex and all these other DEXs on all these other smart contract networks too. And I want bridges between all of them. I want as many of them to succeed as the market can possibly support. I do. I don't want to be locked into, one world coin or only Bitcoin or only Ethereum or only this other coin. Like, no, I don't want that. I don't want to know that Infura has a problem and basically shreds the value of Ethereum and all of my stable coins on it overnight. I don't want for there to be a problem with Solana yet again breaking down with its validator network, needing to restart, and my cryptos and my NFTs being locked up on a network that's being rebooted or is offline for 17 hours. I don't want to be reliant on just one, right? It's the same problem that we saw with AWS. It really is. It's just expressed a different way. That's all. So anyway, rant over. Jumping back into our portfolios, guys, I was able to sign back into CoinGecko and get this thing pulled back up. Let's scroll on down. We can see that Flux is actually our largest holding in the GPU mining portfolio, doing very, very well. Let me rearrange something at my feet. I keep on kicking something that I placed just next to my anti-fatigue mat there. Not what I was expecting. Open-minded Bitcoin is saying ADA swap is coming. Hey, I appreciate that. Again, like with Cardano, if Cardano manages to get past one transaction per block with their smart contracts, then awesome. I'm looking forward to that too, without having to use a second layer, because that was the whole idea, was that Cardano was an L1, right? So I'd love for ADA swap to be a thing. I'd love for the smart contracts to run on it again, like without holding anything against anyone. I would love to see that actually launch and work, because I want options. But our portfolios, guys, top of the list, everything is in the green right now. Flux is at the top of the list, same with Equilibria, and bottom of the list, biggest loser is currently BitTube. Bum, bum, bum. It's kind of sad. Haven is in a great acquisition territory as well. I'm just going to say it again, guys. $5.22 Haven is, that's Haven on sale, straight up. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but we have seen a couple of really great sales on Haven in recent history. I think that's one of them. Hard drive mining portfolio. Let's see what we got here. 24-hour change is good, but it's still in the dumps just a little bit. This whole portfolio. Storage and MaidSafe coin are in the black, but not by much. Chia is well below that $100 mark. It was as low as $88 yesterday. So that's kind of a bummer. Kind of a bummer to see that. Moving from hard drive mining portfolio over to CPU mineable coins. We've got Raptorium that's back in the lead. You love to see it, but only by a little bit. It's neck and neck with Epic Cash. They're both just killing it right now as far as CPU mineable coins. I think that Raptorium has more upside potentially than Epic Cash right now, just based on fully diluted market cap alone. We definitely see there's more headroom. You could double the price of Raptorium and have it totally fit within Epic Cash's market cap, so take that for what it's worth. Wow Narrow is our biggest loser on that side of the portfolio. ASIC mineable coins, we also, guys, I think it's not a shock still. Our top holding here is not actually a coin. It is something else, right? It's that token for cloud mining. Moving to the bottom of the list, though, our biggest loser is unfortunately still Pirate Chain at $1.33, but it is recovering. We did have a 7-day low. Let's just take a look at this. Open it up in its own tab here. We've got a 7-day low that I think was a really, really tasty dip for anybody that was interested in picking it up at that price. But we had a 7-day low of, gosh, 79 cents. So you could have been able to pick up, you could have picked up some Pirate Chain, some R for just 79 cents, 79.5 cents just a couple days ago. So bummer, I missed that dip. Maybe you did too, but maybe you didn't. Let me know in the comments section if you were able to snap that up, guys. That's pretty awesome. And I don't like seeing it in the last place, guys. I think there's definitely is a use case for Pirate Chain. A lot of privacy advocates are big fans, and you can see the market cap reflects it too. Over $250 million market cap, even at $1.33. So doing pretty darn well there. FPGA mineable coins, where are you at? Show yourself. We got Cadena, top of the list. Not a shock there. It's still punching faces. Not quite as hard as before, but it's still there. 0x Bitcoin also killing it, doing that crazy oscillation that it normally does. But it looks like maybe we've inspired some people because those swings are a little bit less aggressive right now. See that a few days ago, it kind of dipped and now it's crawling sideways, and it's doing so with far lower basis points in those swings. So sorry about that. Somebody's messing up somebody else's bot. Deal with it. We got biggest loser as Digibyte still. It's way down. Bummer. The former meme masters are now getting punched in the face. Proof of stake smart contracts. We still got Terra Luna in the very, very top spot. Last 24-hour change is up pretty high, but Terra Luna is continuing to rise in the rankings or widen the gap between itself and Solana. Avalanche, Phantom, Wax, still our top 5 guys. Wax is still just killing it in that number 5 spot. Moonriver not far behind. Biggest loser still Internet Computer. Not a shock there either. And Neo also not too shocked, right? Like anybody who jumps into the chat like I'm a Neo maximalist. Yay! What do you want me to say? All right, guys. Yeah, Cosmos also, it's kind of, I think it's below the radar for a lot of people. I think if you ignore it, though, you do so at your own peril. I really do, guys. Of the proof of stake smart contract networks, Cosmos and Tendermint as a consensus protocol. They've been flying under the radar for too long. They're going to have their day in the sun very, very soon. Saitama Inu, still punching faces, just not quite as hard as before. If you had that $1,000 in end of May, you're currently sitting at over $859,000 in profit above your initial. Floki also doing great, kind of holding the line over 100K in profits. Biggest loser on this list is unfortunately still in QuickSwap and in Dragon's Quick, though they have recovered from the recent dip. They dipped kind of hard, but they're recovering very, very nicely. All right, guys, that's our portfolio listing in a nutshell. Wanted to keep that kind of short and to the point. Open-minded Bitcoin says, love your content. Got to run. We'll watch the replay. Stay strong and united, fam. Definitely appreciate that. Got some questions coming in from Crypto Gamer. Hey, Seth, what are your thoughts on Nervos CKB? Had a debate with my brother that Cadena is a better mine than Nervos. I think you're right. I think you are right. I think Cadena has a much stronger fundamental, I won't say use case, much stronger fundamentals as a project in terms of advisory, the advisory talent that's on board and the development talent. I think Cadena has got a lot going for it. So just be aware of that. I'm a little bit biased, right? And I have spoken to a little bit of their team. I was on stage at Decentral, for example, at the NFT stage, moderating a panel with one of their marketing consultants. So like, and then, of course, Flux, right? And I talk to Daniel Keller every so often, too, over at Flux. So, you know, if the Cadena team's ears are burning, it's because I'm always hearing about them. I'm always talking about them, too. So I think they're pretty great. Let's see. Drinking Milk asks, any news on Sushi's NFT platform? Don't have any news today, but I will maybe look it up soon. Let's see. And Greg Moravec is asking about advice for running 3-amp or 3-phase 600-amp panels. Guys, take that to Discord. That's a great conversation for Discord because doing sub-paneling is highly specialized, so you got to be careful with that. Any other questions? No, we don't have any other questions coming in. Guys, with that, I'm going to say thank you so much for being tuned in all the way to the end of the video. If you've been watching, you've been lurking, hit that thumbs up. Do me a solid. All those clicks, they count. They really do. They count. I mean, is it money in my pocket? No. Is it money in your pocket? No. But does it bring more people to the channel, help us have better conversations, and help us improve our decision making? Well, yes, it does. And that, by extension, can help us make smarter decisions that help us earn more from our mining and from our investing, guys. If you're not subscribed, make that button explode. Click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live next time, because we'll be talking about some great stuff. Plus, we have Gem Hunter content coming up almost every day. Again, we're lined back up with so much content. It's almost a little bit overwhelming, but I appreciate you guys being here along for the ride and trusting me on this journey. You're the reason I make this media. I love your face. Remember to stay private and mind your biz. Thanks for watching to the end of the video. Be sure to check out mineyour.biz, where you can sign up for our email newsletter, where we're still ramping up content, but you will occasionally receive specials for flash sales and all kinds of other deals that we have going on the site. You can also check out our services page, where we offer consulting to projects that need it. You can pick up the Freedom Phone, which respects your privacy. You can pay for it in crypto and have it shipped to you anonymously, as well as getting merchandise that also is paid for with crypto. That's right, we practice what we preach, including, well, a Flux swag page. That's right. It's a dedicated page just for the team over at Flux Network, because we love them that much. Thanks for watching to the end. Thanks for being subscribed. You know I love your face. Be sure to stay private and mind your biz.